All right, let's get this thing started, guys. We're talking about the Air Jordan 1 Pollens, I think. Right in this box here. I haven't opened it yet. They sent it to me with the box like this, with the sort of, the details, address and stuff on it, just sort of taped across here. No taping around the top and anything like that. So fingers crossed this is what we think it is, Air Jordan 1 Pollens. I did score a W on the Air Jordan 5 Oreos, which we'll do in the same way as we're doing this. And I also have to talk about these Air Jordan 1s. I've got to drop a bomb, boys and girls out there. Got to absolutely drop a disastrous comment from my channel, which is I've never ever owned a pair of Air Jordan 1s. There's a whole big reason behind that, a historical reason, all about growing up with Air Maxes and Adidas Gazelles and stuff like that, because I'm from Europe, the UK, and Jordans just really didn't feature, and it was only when I came out here to Japan that I kind of got interested in Jordans, and that's why I've got my Bred 4s up there. That was the first ever pair of Jordans I owned, and I've got these Wheat 6s up here because a viewer out there kindly sent me these, and also a pair of Jordan 5s as well, and in fact that viewer sent me 6 different pairs of shoes in my size, and I appreciate that. And this is all sort of linked together because basically these I couldn't score in my size, even though this is the first pair of Air Jordan 1s I've ever owned. I'm sending them straight back out there to anyone who wants them for retail. I'm not rich enough to give you shoes for free, but I'll give you them for retail plus the cost of shipping. So basically I'm not going to make any money off of this, but what I am going to make is an unboxing video. So right now we'll get into that. I'll talk more some other day about why I've never owned a pair of Air Jordan 1s. It's kind of funny that these will be the first pair of Air Jordan 1s I've ever owned, and then I ship them off to somebody else out there. But I think that's a good thing because it means I can get really up close and personal with these guys and really look at them, so that when I do eventually decide what is going to be the first Air Jordan 1 for me, I'll be doing it from a place of informed, not just from a sort of random, unusual place. And also, just for clarity, tomorrow's video will be the one where we talk about how I ship these on to one person out there, the person who wants them. You'll have to know the size that they are and things like that. So, and that's how we'll do this. We'll break it down with the shoes will come in, and I'll do an unboxing video like we're about to do now. And then the next day, I'll do a sort of like who wants these in hand, who wants their own, to get these for retail plus shipping. So without further ado, let's get into these guys and have a look at what's going on. And I just had a little confusion in my mind because I was thinking, I wonder what the box is going to look like. And I realized that I was thinking about the Jordan 1, not Jordan 1, the Jordan 4s, which are coming out soon, the Lightnings, I think they're called, and they come with a special yellow box, but I don't think these guys do. And also, just FYI, if you're new to the channel, I usually shoot with a green screen, but green screens don't work well with unboxing, so the green screen's gone, and we've just got this dull background behind me, and that's why I thought I'd hang a couple of shoes to make it a bit more interesting. Ignore the shoes, ignore me, focus on what's in this box. So let's do this. Let's unbox my first ever pair of Air Jordan 1s, which I'm not going to keep for myself. So, hey, you managed to rip the outside edge of that box. Ooh, interesting. So I was wrong about the box. If you don't know this already, I was wrong about the box and not having something special in terms of yellow on there. Now it's going to look a bit weird, but the iPhone 6 is pointed at me, and behind the iPhone 6 is my balcony windows, balcony doors, and I can see the screen of the iPhone 6 reflected in the balcony windows. So I'm looking at that to see if I've got this at the right height and things like that. So if I'm kind of squinting past the camera, it's because I'm doing that. So let's get these guys out of here. Ooh, nearly dropped them out. The box is too close to the size of the outside edge of the box. So I don't know if that's of any interest to anybody out there. It's the Nike stuff, so you know that I got them from Nike. So the idea is that the sneakers app, a lot of these shoes don't come in my size, and instead of me just saying, no, not going to bother, I thought, well, why don't I try and get them in somebody else's size? I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, and then send them on. So these guys did come in a 30.5, and I missed a cotton L on them, but unusually I got a second shot, which usually you don't get on sneakers. They've got one shot, you miss your W, you don't get them, sold out, you don't get them. But I went back and said I'll give them another shot in this size. So it's a US 10, a UK 9, and that's 28 centimeters. So I'm going to try and zoom in. I'm looking at the thing, the camera reflected in the window behind the screen there. So hopefully you can see those sizes there. And it says US 10, Euro 44. if anybody's interested. UK 9 and 28 centimeters. Now the idea though is that people can actually request for me to go after a certain thing on sneakers. In the case of these, I don't know if anybody had requested, maybe some people had requested a certain size, and I will try for that certain size. For example, tomorrow one of my viewers said they're interested in getting, I think it was a 25 centimeter women's dunk high cashmere. So that's a request, and I'll try for that request. But these guys, it's a bit more random, you know, you can't really select, you just have to try and get them. So so let's unbox them, let's have a look at them and see what they're like. Just take a little minute. If you've ever, I've done, when I buy shoes for myself, I unbox them live. I don't unbox them like this, I unbox them live, and it's great to have people watch and comment, and if you've ever watched one of those live unboxings, I get a little bit emotional about the shoes, and I'm already sort of getting that little flutter, that little kind of like, you know, a little tingle, even though these won't be mine. I mean, I wear 30.5 centimeters and these are 28 centimeters, so you're talking about that different. There's no way I'd have to cut my toes off. I'd have to cut my toes off to fit in these shoes, so I'm not keeping them for sure, but I'm still having that, you know, that moment. So let's take the lid off, and again, I'll just make sure I've got this all lined up in there, and we'll see what's wrapping up inside of these guys. So I was kind of hoping there might be something a bit different on the paper, but sadly that isn't the case. But what is the case is whatever's underneath here. You can see it better than me. Ooh, I got a little feel there. And let's, oh man, these are nice. Oh man, how much am I, I wish why can't these be in my size? Why can't these be the first ever pair of Jordans I own? Wow, these are nice. Okay, let's have a little look at them. Let's do the whole thing. And like I said, I've never owned a pair. These are light. I am really surprised at how light these are. I've never, like I said, I've never owned a pair of Jordan 1s. This is the first time I've unboxed a pair of Jordan 1s. And there's a whole history thing, I think, growing up in poverty in the UK and all that kind of stuff. But these are really surprisingly light, and I'm very surprised that they're not laced. I don't know if that's unusual. Tell me in the comments below if it's regular to get a pair of Air Jordan 1s that are unlaced like this. The laces in here are attached to the other shoe. And you've got, hopefully you guys can see that. Again, I'll try and squint through there. You've got a white and a black pair in the little sort of poly pockets on the side, and then it's not really easy to see, but you can see the yellow lace in just one of the eyelets on there. So there's 3 different sets of laces coming in these guys. And we talked in the video that I did about these before, and hopefully this will show up, about the quality of the materials in here. I'm really taken by how light these are. I'm just really amazed about how light these are. These kind of guys, these are heavy shoes, you know. They're really chunky, but these are really light. Is that normal for Air Jordan 1s, or is that just a specific thing about these Pollens? I'm not 100% sure. So, but the quality of the leathers on the midfoot there, a lot more textured, a lot more treated than the leathers on the yellow part of the shoe. And you can see the yellow much smoother, much cleaner kind of leather on there. And then hopefully I'll try and catch the right angle so you get the toe box and see what the quality of the leathers is like on the toe box on there. So and then up onto the Wings logo, it's not like embroidered or stitched, it's printed in there on the side of the shoe. So and one of the details I really liked about these guys was the let me get the right angle on that, was the colouring and the branding up here being sort of white, black, white on there. I thought that was a cool little detail. So so these are the first Air Jordan 1s that I've ever owned, and I'm not going to keep them. I'm going to send them along to somebody out there who wants them in their size, 28 centimeters, US 10, is that what I said? And UK 9. Yeah, US 10, UK 9. So very nice shoe. I can't remember the cost of it. I wonder if it tells me on this piece of paper that I showed you in there. No, it doesn't. That's another odd thing. Usually there'd be a receipt in with these. And like I said, they came from the sneakers app, so I'm kind of surprised at the way it's sort of come to me less well packaged and less sort of detailed. Usually there'd be a receipt sort of detailing it in there and the cost of them. But I know there's something like 19,500 yen, which is about $195. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll talk about how people can choose whether or not they want to get these. Essentially it'll be a raffle. Somehow I have to be able to say, right, you out there, tell me you're interested in getting these shoes, knowing that it's going to cost you about $200 for the shoe itself and then another $30 for shipping. So you're talking about $230, which you might not want to do. You might not be interested. You might be able to get these in your local stores for cheaper than that, and or they might have sold out pretty quickly wherever you are in the world. So and you're like, wow, this is a great chance to get them at basically retail. And like I say, I'm not interested in making a profit on that in myself. It's more just about being able to get shoes in hand and then paying it forward like this guy did here, giving me these for free. It's it's just doing a good deed for people out there. So there's no profit in this for me, but if you're interested, we'll do that video tomorrow. We'll talk about how it can be that these can come to you and what you need to do, what you need to go through to try and get these sent to you if you're wanting them. So they're a beautiful looking shoe. I wish they were laced though. It really kind of irritates me that they're not laced up. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that's regular for Jordan 1s or not. I remember when I got it was the Bread 4s. I remember when I got them and we were talking about the DS Not. And as a way of knowing that they're untampered with shoe, but these might actually have the DS Not. Yeah, maybe that is still the DS Not, even though it's not laced up properly, if you know what I'm saying. So that's probably how Jordan 1s come, I guess. So so that's the Nike Air Jordan 1 Pollen in a US 10. Let's see, US 10 or UK 10? US 10, UK 9, 28 centimeters. Doesn't fit me. Going out there to somebody. So tomorrow, keep an eye out for the video that's going to be about how people can get these for retail. Like I said, I'm not rich enough, not wealthy enough. The channel's not big enough for me to do it for free. I wish it was, but I'm happy to do it for cost and not make a buck off it myself. So today, all about the unboxing of the Nike Air Jordan 1 Pollen High, and then tomorrow, all about how I can send these out to somebody out there who's interested in them in a US 10, UK 9, 28 centimeters. So for now, time to wrap this one up. We're still doing daily content, so I still get to say the same thing at the end of every single video, which is I do this every single day, and that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.